Ladies and gentlemen, I am the War Boss Squee, and we are playing Pillars of Eternity in the first fires of Defiance Bay. I was actually going to start this episode after we got in to talk to the Crucible Knights, but apparently this group of assassins decided that they wanted to die. And I am nothing if not accommodating. Oh boy, there's actually a lot of these guys. I don't think it's going to help them at all.
Let's go.
Oh, these guys are just a pit stop.
That's not very helpful.
Alright, everybody want to kill this fellow real quick? Awesome. Well, let's see if these unintelligent people have anything nice for us.
Let's go.
I don't know why not everybody's not attacking them. There we go, that's better. Wow. We have Novice's Grimoires, we have the usual junk, some money, some stuff to sell. Scrawled note. Yeah, so. I'm not sure which idiot keeps sending these our way, but yeah. You know what? It's good money. Yeah, more notes, more armor, stuff like that. I really wish I could, like, use the armor to, like, outfit my soldiers in my keep or something, or instead of hiring mercenaries, have my own actual bannermen or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. I also don't like the fact that the city is mostly populated by backers with their little convoluted stories, as opposed to actual NPCs, but that's a problem with isometric games in general. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Squee, why are you going back to the Crucible Knights? They don't like you. They won't do business with you, and you can't do any further quests with them. Well, but when we got to the bottom of the endless paths, which turned out to be not so endless after all, off screen I went and I hunted down the other pieces of the broken blade that was down there. And that was after the Adra Dragon at the very bottom. Spoiler, it fuck started my entire team's head started. And so, the blades of the endless path. I found all the pieces of this ancient sword. Do you think you can repair it? It would be a privilege to. Not often you get to lay eyes on such fine craftsmanship. This blade will take some time, but I guarantee it'll be worth the wait. So both pieces of the blade, the sword hilt and the pommel stone. Finest work I've ever done, if I may say so. It's only a shame I can't take all the credit for it. Something else in your mind? And we got a chunk of experience, and we got the Blade of the Endless Path. And Palangina leveled up. I don't know what to give you. So I guess we just hold on to it. I don't want to sweat it too much. So we get a Paladin ability. Let's see, Zealous Charge. Liberating Exhortation. Deprive the Unworthy. It's a faux target. Suspends beneficial effects. I usually tend to live long enough for that to be an issue. Passive. Confuse charm to dominate characters with severe accuracy penalties when attacking the Paladin. Additionally, the Paladin's attacks against such characters do minimal damage and always end the effect. That's actually kind of nice. Problem is that she's usually one of the people getting brain wiped. So, let's see. Reviving Exhortation. Revive with Endurance. Ooh, and they start taking endurance penalties. Coordinated attacks. I think that might actually be the best option right there. Actually, no, we're going to take this. Less liable to be mind controlled. There we go. So God knows I am so sick of that crap. Alright, we got some money. We lost some money to bandits. No big deal. Place of Great Silence. This was the mission that I sent Haravas on, and he came back with the Inward-Looking Chime. Let's see. It's an aura with a 5-meter range. Friendly aura. Visible, immune to engagement, untargetable, and breaks engagement for 6 seconds. Each chime possesses the ability to turn the user invisible once, and it has 12 uses. Ooh, that is nice. Now we got some nice money out of it, too. Okay, I don't think I need to do anything else here. We got our money. Is there anything else need to be built? Still got a day on it. And I think that's the last thing I have to build is the woodland trails. So, yeah, the keep will be completely done after that, which is awesome. Now, Whale's Path. It's pretty powerful. Damage reduction, reduce superb speed and marking. Plus 20 attack speed, plus 12 accuracy, plus 45 damage. Is it better than the sword he's currently using, though? Corrosive Blast, Overbearing, and Exceptional. What does Overbearing do again? Crits can inflict prone. Actually, I think the Corrode's probably better. Kind of want to give this to him, see how it works for a while. Meantime, we will give this to Palangina. There we go. I'll put that in there. Okay, there we go. It's a pretty impressive looking damn sword, if I do say so. That shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, honest to God, I was going to do something else for I forgot what it was. So, I think he's a merchant too, isn't he? Oh yeah, he is. Alright, so not only after selling all my stuff that I was able to buy an item, I actually made 5,000 on top of that. I bought the Shod in Faith, which concentrates ground when hit by a critical hit once per encounter. It's not per rest, which is awesome. And it's 9 endurance every second for 30 seconds. So we're talking 300 endurance. That, I mean, every time Adair takes a critical hit now, he starts regenerating, and so does everybody around him. And what's the range on that? 2.5 meters. It's not a great amount of range, but that'll keep him going quite a while, I think. I've also got this Flames of Fair Rayon, which was the sword that you get from binding Merwald's soul to the keep. I like it quite a bit, but I don't know how much I want to use it. It's got Fireball 3 times. Is pretty good, but if anything, I might put it on someone else so they can start dropping fireballs, which isn't a bad idea. So why don't we put that over there? So that, and give him a shield, because I do have a spare shield here. Got this exceptional shield. 50% defense when stunned and we're prone. Might as well use that. And that way I can transition him from taking shots to dropping fireballs if necessary. It looks really cool. So is the shield, but there's a clipping issue there that bugs me. Damn it, I hate it when that happens. So that being said, now we're actually going to get on some meat and potatoes of the game. I think we're going to go to Deerford Village and figure it out from there. We also have the Hermit of Hadriot House, Dr. Lady Webb. We're here, might as well do that. So this is Hadriot House. A bunch of agents just milling around, illy-pilly. Got Curran here, I don't know who this is.
Good day to you.
Hello again, my mysterious friend. Looks like as though you could use some help. Tell me these cases. I wonder if he's going to be like a bounty thing. 1 case or 3, depending on how you look at it. 3 weeks and a disappearance at the end of each. Some might call it a coincidence, I call it a clue. Lady Webb knows you, trusts you, so I trust you too. As long as our interests are aligned. Alright, where do I start? Copper Lane, Andra's Gift, and Brackenberry. Of course, the ones to talk to the ones who reported the disappearances, the only ones who know enough to care. Laura, Ollie, and Ilka, who's missing. 2 men, 1 woman, Lindry, Kendall, and Cora. Did you find any leads? Not yet. No obvious connection between the victims, which is something that makes me wonder, so... Could be animancy related. Researchers always need new subjects, the scrupulous types in particular. Seems too risky for the sanitarium, but one never knows. I wouldn't put it past them. Talk first to the people who reported our victims missing. Mayhap you will find something I missed. Alright. Final act. So we'll certainly do that as well, but I don't want to spend all my time here because it's just going to be us bouncing from load screen to load screen. Those are always fun. Alright, so let us talk to the nice old lady who's a fly in the ointment for so many in this town. Lady Webb. Alright, this woman clutches a thick stack of parchment with spindly, wrinkled fingers, their flesh stretched thin to near translucence with extreme age. Gossamer veil over pale blue veins. Ink splotches and candle burns dot and stripe her hands in a quilt pattern like after some great indescribable truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
Seems Dungeon Rose spies live to the reputation.
Since then, as I understand it, you entered a quarantine district that is absolutely off limits to all civilians and somehow managed to walk back out with your life. What could possibly have been on your mind to make you do such a thing?
I'm investigating a strange group.
Strange does not begin to describe them. The practices of the Leaden Key defy all reason. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 Cyphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend. Which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the Leaden Key?
Alright, it's officially beer o'clock, kids. One of their members caused my soul to awaken. I need him to reverse it. She closes her eyes and the lids flicker. Then her face goes still and her mouth parts more than a sliver. Her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment to the ground, the pages wafting around her legs like the leaves of a dying tree. Her fleshy eyelids peel back and her gaze is immediately upon you.
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Aora has ever known.
And how do you know that?
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it. You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. Must have been a special occasion.
How can you tell me about Theos?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it. What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man. Awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Whitaker's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism. That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity.
Yeah, so we are basically fighting the head of a massive secret organization who's thousands of years old and can body swap with pretty much anybody. Because I'm assuming most people aren't strong-willed enough to keep him out. Yeah, he's terrifying.
He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
Now, what do you want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you. Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
Very well.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
There's something I can tell you about the Leaden Key.
Well, let's hear it.
I found Theos in Brackenbury Sanitarium impersonating a patient. He was trying to damage the public's opinion of animancy.
Forgive me. It is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious. He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep.
Oh, yeah, fun.
This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
And the Withentown Heritage Hill contains an ancient machine that can control the flow of souls. The Leaden Key activated it.
This is troubling. That civilization seems to have known more about the mechanics of souls than anyone since. The Leaden Key was born in that period. It may be that Theos has full knowledge of their technology. The applications of this machine you speak of, I don't want to think about it.
I'm still trying to figure out why it was operating in such a limited capacity. I mean, you figure something like that probably sucked the souls out of the entire city.
That isn't enough to take to the Duke, but we're close. Avar Wolfgren is a cautious man. He will want to know everything possible before being moved to action.
That's it. So this is the thing that drives me nuts. So it's like,
Try
hey,
your best not to die.
shut up. So they activated a machine that destroyed an entire district of Defiance-based citizens, and apparently, from what I understand, it was like the nice residential area. Isn't that enough to go after them? All right. I am normally not going to do the travel through the districts like this, but just really wondering if anybody else is going to jump out and say boo at me. It doesn't look like it. So where should we go? I think Deerford Village would be our spot. We can't get to Stormwall Gorge yet because the river has to recede. And that prevents us from going to Twin Elms, but Deerford Village should be fine. We can also go to... There's a castle up here north of Cadnua. We want to go pick in a fight with the noble lord of the area. Of course, Cragholt Bluff is full of mercenaries that will absolutely beat our shit in. So... I think we'll have to go to Stormwall Gulch and then take the path up to Deerford. And it shouldn't take too long, relatively speaking. So I'm not going to really bother with stealth, since I think between our levels and our gear, and this is a very gear-based game, we shouldn't have anything to worry about. And I did look online. Apparently the way you're supposed to be using the Devil of Karak is basically a dagger shield combo. Pump her to reflection, give her a fast weapon where she can get a lot of crits in. I'll be completely honest with you, not something I would be particularly good at. So, I wonder if we can go down the river area. I think it's still flooded. I was kind of hoping we're into some bad guys. I mean, they don't replenish. So once you've cleared an area without a bandits, unless it's a scripted ambush by assassins or something like that, they don't tend to come back. Nope, still flooded. Alright, that's enough. Stop twitching. Let's just go a little bit faster, guys. Let's see. Well, at least that answers that question, I suppose. Deerford Village. It's going to take another 6 hours. So my keep should almost be done by then, I think. Alright.
You work for the Dukes of the Valian Republics, huh?
For as long as they will allow.
Must be nice always knowing who you're supposed to serve.
Well, there are 5 of them, but even so, knowing who is easier than knowing how.
Ain't that the truth? Alright. Welcome to Deerford Village.
Hail, traveler.
Usually come to Deerford, I take it. As you saw a young elven noblewoman on the road, I'm stuck in this wretched place with the rest of my unit until we find her. Haven't seen anyone like that. Same as everyone else in this blazing village. Perhaps you could speak with Lord Harond in the inn anyway. He'd be grateful for the assistance, and it could be the locals open up about his daughter's disappearance more than they have to us. Oh, I remember this. And I screwed it up last time. So, the question is there anywhere in particular we should be going? Okay, monster got in. Looks like it messed up his pigs. Gallowing slobbering beast. Blazing bloody effigy. Thrice damn salty wench in her soggy. What's wrong? That monster stole my pigs. Traipsed into the village, tore down my pen, and made off with the whole damn herd. Left just a few little runts, and what am I supposed to do with them? Alright, what are you talking about? An ogre moved into the area not long ago. Folks have been seeing glimpses of tracks out in the wood. Now seems to be staying away from town, or so we all thought until it made off my pigs. Everyone's afraid it's going to develop a taste for kith, and if it hasn't already. Alright, tell me how I can help. I would still like to get my pigs back, but I'll set my mind at ease to see the thing's head shorn from its neck. In fact, you bring this ugly pate to me, and I'll trade you for something that's less of use to a farmer than like to me, a rowdy-looking self like yourself. Alright. Yeah, somewhere on the outside of the village. Folks. Something that's stealing right there. What is this? The inn. Another one of the guards. What exactly is our quest here, anyway? Someone here. So talk to somebody about the ruins. Okay. Let's look at our map, see what our options are for houses so far. We've got the mill, the Temple of Barath, the inn, which is the largest facility there, Curie, Apothecary, there's Arms and Armory, and the Grieving Mother. Okay. Isn't that going to be interesting? Pilgrim Shrine, that's always useful. Where is she?
Huh?
Okay, a woman looks briefly through you as she doesn't see you there. This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in brown leather cloth, draped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colorless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads off the fiber stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not even sure she knows you're there. Excuse me. The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman, unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seems more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. You suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing, like many of the townsfolk you've seen. There is a strange blur to her. Even the motion of her hand seems to be playing with the threads that lack color, shape that lacks interest. Maybe that she is half-minded or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence. You have a terrible suspicion that something lurks behind what your eyes are showing you. Let's focus. Brown hair is long, almost impossible to lead the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks downward, the hairs become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver and wrapping around her hands. She is forming a soul cradle with the threads, braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together, with silver predominating it as a highlight, the black shadowing it. And she hypnotized us. And suddenly you are calm. You are on a plateau about the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist. Although whether it is actual mist or distance or recollection. Resting on the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down upon you in the events unfolding before you. The plateau is soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but your body, your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains more color and texture as the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts like mist roiling softly into a sealed chamber. And focus on the chimes. The chime coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You're on the stone of the plateau, your knees in the warm texture of the ground, silver white, shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel heat on the skin, your wrists, and your hands. Your hands are in motion, weaving not thread, but gathering tenderly upon the first movements of breath's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child. You can feel the crowning of a tiny head turning in your grip, its head slicked from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You feel distant pains from your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid with the womb, helping the newborn to slide forth, and a woman's labored breath crying out. So basically what happened in my hallway 3 days ago when my daughter was born in my house. As your hands move, you can hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort, of that you are certain. Draw the child. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost equally, the child comes forth. And as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope, now an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You're holding a small child, still wet from the womb before you. Okay, so yes, we know how childbirth is done now. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges as if you were viewing a soul from within a soul, but it's still there. It is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. You surrender the child to her, something you've done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement. You realize the chimes are hanging from the cords on your wrists, or once they echo to the memory, they are now echoing the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world, a soothing sound surrounded by the gentle motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and experience. The experience. The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotions seem smooth. The physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. The child is here. The child is safe. Atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. Alright, that's enough of that. With effort, the scene bleeds of color and your mind becomes your own again. There's no pull, no anchor, yet the sound of the chimes remains as they exist in the memory. They sound here as well, and they are hanging from the woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrists is clear and sharp, as if coaxing you back to the real world. The woman still sits before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She is wearing black shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you're perhaps the first person to see your true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in the realization. If anything, you see a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she is glad at last to be seen. What did you do to me?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
You know, I didn't think she spoke. There's a light touch on your mind. It caresses, and her left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound softly as her hand moves as the pantomime resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. A cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. The storm. The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
I encountered a biowack, yes, and it did something to me. Come on. Alright. Her hands withdraw shyly and the chime sounds softly once again. The woman stands uncertainly, as if she's been sitting for some time or is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight and her face gaunt, yet while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
You are able to see me.
Yes, I do. It's almost a question. You suddenly realize that she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her, the image on the plateau, yet the image is so clear, so sharp, you're surprised she didn't feel you there.
To see me is a rare gift. A watcher's gift.
How was I able to enter your dream?
So many questions, thoughts, whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. I cannot tell if it is carving new channels, or eroding what keeps your true strength buried. The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
Alright, do you wish to travel with me? You feel a wave of fear gusting with the strength of relief, although oddly her expression does not change. The fear dissipates and you feel strength and certainty as the plateau from her memory lies beneath you and a calm sky looks down upon you. Alright, so she's a Cypher. And I think we are going to replace Kana
Safe
for now.
travels.
As I don't know what to do with a Cypher, but let's find out. So first we have to do the level up. So, okay, she got a dagger and some leather armor. It actually looks pretty cool. Let's see. I'm guessing lore and stealth are her things. And probably some survival as well to get her some bonuses. Okay, so she gets powers. Let's see what she gets. Antipathetic field is an odd name. Of course, 10 focus. It's 6-second beam, 13-20 corrode damage, plus 20 beam damage over 16 seconds. I have no idea. Correct. So toxic physical manifestations and mutual. Between the Cypher and the enemy target. Enemies caught in the path between the two will suffer corrosive damage. Okay. Eye Strike, targets blinded. It's a full area of effect, that's always nice. Soul Shock, area of effect, target ally. That's another area of effect. So she wants to be in melee. So I'm seeing from a lot of these. Foe frightened. Let's take Soul Shock. I think I like that one. First 10 focus, range 6 meter. Okay, you cast this onto another. Oh, so you can cast that on a dare then, and then light up the world. That's awesome. Alright, so we have talents. Let's see. Biting Whip. Plus 20 melee damage, plus 20 range damage. So focus below maximum. Okay, so plus 20 melee damage. Yeah, that's easy enough. Psychic Backlash. That's a stun once per encounter. Draining Whip. Plus 33 focus gain. Plus 10 max focus, so she can just start popping powers right off the get-go. It's kind of nice. Let's take this Biting Whip. Okay, we got a couple levels here. I'm just going to do this off screen, if that's alright. Alright, when all is said and done, I have to say that, oh my god, Cyphers are freaking bonkers. Why did I never make one before? We got to give this girl some good gear here. And I think we do have plenty of it. Now, I gave her... Oh, what did I give her? I'm already forgetting what I've done. She's got some freaking Bamf is hell abilities, and she is going to be a great support character. So, daggers, rapiers, maces, scimitars, and rods, and I gave her sword and shield, because this girl is going to want to get stuck in. She's got some great abilities for crowd control, direct damage, helping allies. It's going to be fantastic. So let's take a look at what we have. Do I have any magic daggers? I don't think I do. Wands, unfortunately, take both hands, because apparently that's a fucking thing. I do have this really nice rapier, though. That will actually go well, because she has a lot of abilities that cause prone. I think we'll grab that. I don't think I actually have a good shield to give her right now, which is kind of stupid on my part. Let's see. That might actually not be a bad idea either. Plus 2 intellect, plus 2 lore. It's very light though. Hand and key. Yeah, I really don't want her getting dominated. Let's go with this armor for now. Let's see. Gauntlets of accuracy would, I think, be good. What else do we have? Dexterity. Oh no, this actually would be better. Holy Meditation. Yeah, I want to critically hit. One hit or critically hit. That'd actually be better. Got some boots here. Sneak attack bonus. Not really a big deal. Plus 2 might. Plus and simpleton, which is minus intelligence and resolve. We don't want that. Ring of Thorns. That would be nice. Yeah, we're going to get her kitted the hell out. Plus 2 intellect or plus 3 might and retaliation. Well, we're going to put her in melee, so let's go with that. Let's slap all this on here and see what we get. Actually, no, we want to go with those instead. Never mind. Put that ring on her. That's going to give her some nice boasts there. Ah, that helmet's ridiculous looking, and I can't turn off the helmets, which is really, really dumb. I don't like that. Actually, does she even have clothes on? Yeah, she does. You know, we're going to steal a shield from Aloth here. Because he's not using it. And does she get any ranged weapon proficiencies with that knight thing? Or for noble? Scepter rod, so no. Alright, there we go. That is looking much better. Not sure I care for the colors too much, but I don't think I can do anything about that either, to be honest. Nah, it's just the color that the armor is. Can't be changed at all. But I think that should serve well. I just got to figure out where we're going to put her in our party. Let's switch her around there. That should work. Okay, so. There we go. That should be pretty freaking awesome now. So now I suppose we might as well go find someone to talk to about stuff. Ah. Potion vendor.
Good
Hello,
day,
potion
stranger.
vendor. What do you know about the Gwithan ruins? I wrote down saying talk to somebody in the temple. Okay, awesome.
Gods keep you.
Said your supplies are limited. What happened? Can't reach any of the suppliers. Troll skin, vessel bone. What you have in this whisper. What do you find? Keep an eye on a drake's nest east of town at Deerford Crossing. Stay there just long as they clutch and live on. I've dealt with those before. Let's get you an egg. Alright, and show me your wares, because I want some potions for the nice lady. Potions of major endurance. That's a sell. She only had the one, though. That kind of sucks. I don't think any of these are any good. No. Gold rot shoe plus 3 might. You know what? We'll give that to her as well. Got some good stuff for me to buy here. I don't know what I need though, so that's always useful to come back to. And you don't sell any camping gear. Fair enough though. Alright, let's go back to this nice lady here. And we're actually going to try some of the stuff with her, because why not? I mean, I've been carrying it around forever. I've never used any of it. Are there any other drugs I can give her? Probably. She can also use scrolls, although she doesn't quite have the lore for some of it. Protection. No. Scroll array of fire. That's kind of nice. Let's see. What do we have? Drugs. Potion major regeneration. Let's grab that. And we'll grab that as well. So, I might have to do a reclass on her at some point. Hell, I probably have to do it on all of them at some point. But for now, I think that's
fragrant.
What is that? Oh, that's the leather. The leather working, yeah. Those smell horrible. Tanneries, just from the chemicals involved. Oh my god, they smell so bad. There's a reason that the Japanese thought that leather workers were unclean. It was literally because you could not stand to be in the same room as them, just due to the odor kicked out by their job. It was freaking horrible. It's better now, but oh yeah, then there's this thing, which I forgot about. Elf idles by the road, watching the village across the river. You know, as you approach, the cow figure standing home falls silent.
Gods keep you.
Mistaken hearing, I share a common acquaintance at House Damarel. Indeed. Here on a little errand, there's a thief hiding in the village, an Orla named Nyfree. She took something that belongs to the Dalmanels. I want to find her and get it back. How did I figure into this? Simply, you're the smooth talker. All you need to do is find her and lure her out. My friend's hiding. My friend's not going to take care of the rest. I can do that. She won't know you. It'll be simple. I have a few questions. What do they take? Oh, they just stole something. Alright, fair enough. I like the Dominoes. I mean, well, I don't hate them. Let's go talk to the priest. Alright, almost forgot to set Grieving Mother's AI for a second there. That would have been disastrous. Okay, let's talk to you, big guy.
Out with you! I already told you what... I'm sorry. I thought you were one of those ruffians.
Who apparently gave you a black eye? Somebody beat up the high priest of frickin' Bowie. Basically the god of death in their own temple. That's ballsy. So must put this priest to the test. Not nearly difficult enough, by my measure, an amateur's work.
How may I help you?
The hell happened to you?
I never saw their faces. Strange hooded men asking about those ruins. Cleoban Relag. Most of the brigands who come through here asking about the ruins are looking for a few ancient trinkets. But these people knew the name, and they were in a hurry. They wanted to know where Cleoban Relag was. I tried to keep it from them, but I couldn't hold out forever.
That does sound like the Leaden Key, doesn't it? Alright. What can you tell me where to find the ruins?
The Glanfathan tribe that guards the ruins will kill anyone who trespasses there. And they'll retaliate against us, too, if history is any indication. We've had too many fortune seekers stir up trouble of late. If I'm to tell you, I'll need to know your reason for wanting to go.
A dangerous plot is unfolding there, and I've got to stop it.
If that's the case, then we may already have trouble headed our way. I'll have to take you at your word. You'll find Cleoban Relag here. Whatever trouble you find there, please end it quietly and try to stay out of the ruins.
Alright, awesome. And do you have anything to say there, buddy? Nope. Alright, let's go find us a Drake. You know, at some point, it really occurs to me I should probably take a look at a guide to see how to best build some of these characters. I just tend to treat them as blunt objects, and in the case of, like, Adair, blunt object is probably the best way to do it. But it doesn't mean that's the right way to do it. Alright, you have powers. What can I do with you? Pain Link. Puppet Master. Soul Ignition. That sounds fun. Well. It would have been fun if I pulled it off. And so her focus also resets after every fight as well. Shiny.
Right.
we're gonna put her up
I'm
there.
ready.
That way I have my frontlanders all grouped
Sure.
together.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
That
Sure.
voice actor sounds really familiar. Probably somebody famous. They usually are. I got the river here. I got a deer who's like totally not giving a shit that heavily armored people are clattering through. Okay, so... Okay, there's a path down below us. I was looking at that going, I was like, wait, I hit the river, but I couldn't go into the river, so... I think this is kind of close to the area to do Adair's side quest as well. I didn't think about it. Why is my barbarian pulling up the rear here? He's got those boots of I Run Faster on. There we go. Oh, Elder Wolf. What do you got? Mind Blades. Okay, do that. Oh, nice. Good deal. I'm in love. Not gonna lie.
Yes.
Oh, no, not just you. Yeah, I probably should have made a Cypher. That would have been awesome. A scepter and some gold. That's never a bad thing.
Margaren's
Anything to notice in here while hidden? Yeah, I'm still not sure how the noticing mechanic works. I think I'm like halfway through this game at this point. I'm not really sure. I still don't know how half this crap works. I never bothered looking at it because I'm lazy. There's another deer. There's supposed to be a drake around here somewhere too, isn't there? I mean, Alof frickin' pounded the snot out of one warrior in the gold in the endless paths. The point I'm really wondering why I brought anybody else to that fight, because he just supercharged that sucker.
Let's go.
Spiders. That's always adorable. Oh, I did drop something. It is a spider venom sac. Okay. Oh. Did someone say Drake?
Would you look at that?
Hey, you noticed something. Ring of deflection. Taking that, giving
Your
it to
thoughts
you.
must flow deeply indeed.
Yeah, we have a use for that. Because you're the only person that currently doesn't have a deflection boosting ring. There we go. Shit, her deflection is almost up there with Adair's. Wonder if she can tank. Alright, let's see here a second. Alright, I dropped a save before we came in here. Just to be on the safe side. Not a quick save because I couldn't remember what button that is. Oh, this is the ogre's lair. Alright. Oh, I thought this was the Drake's place. Judging from the bodies, he either already has a taste for man flesh, or the spiders do. Oh, that's a lot of
Kind of
spiders.
stuck over here.
Now you'll be fine. Okay, you're not going to be so fine. That's a lot of Jesus, that's a lot of spiders. What are we doing here? Yeah, I think you're definitely going to need that. You, my friend, need to switch to that and start getting the pounding. Don't you have a smite? Yeah, here we go. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys can handle things. Good lord, that is a lot of friggin' spiders. Where the hell is he? Let's do that. You go kill the big guy. Over here, please. Okay, let's get you out of that. And I have a perfect spell for this, as a matter of fact. Don't get too close to Aloth. You're going to regret it. I am honestly God having way too much fun with this right now. And to think, I was worried. I honestly think this is actually more fun than having a summoner, or chanter rather. Call me crazy, but that was a blast. That was a lot of spiders too, good lord.
Right.
Well, I don't think we're going to run into any more enemies in here. Oh, there's stuff in the walls. How about that pearl? Scroll twin stone, which I never use. Thick webs, ripple in the cavern breeze, mummified skeletons are all that remain. Yeah, I'm guessing we probably ran out of spiders. Of course, then again, I have been known to be wrong before. Alright, so options. Mind blades. Good option. Lesser burst of summer flame. Good option. Nappy time. Great option. Flames of devotion. Put that on you. And you're already doing your thing, so that should be fine. Well.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Alright, well. That big spider was not nearly as impressive as I thought it was going to be honest. Got all worked up for nothing. Let's see. Herbalist, Garnet, Kappa.
Right.
Oh, I guess that's the end of the road for this particular part of the cave. So how much you want to bet the ogre lives in that level that leads up? Or...
It could be worse. There could be more bones.
he could live down here. There's a bear there. If you dare. Okay, coral. That is a lot of animals. Oh, shit. Hello. As you advance into the darkness, the ground begins to tremble. You hear plodding footfalls, growling breaths, and bone-snapping crunches. The ogre steps out of the shadows, 10 feet tall and bulging with muscle. He tears a mouthful of a hoofed pink fish limb and tosses it aside. Too well equipped to be a villager, a bandit from the road then must be. I've kept to myself, killed no one but the fool's recklessness to chase me down here. Why have you come looking for me? Farmer from the Deerwood claims you ate his pigs. Then I should have eaten the blazing farmer. I underestimate the love these villagers have for their swine. Calm down, perhaps you could tell me something else. What? If you can mind your own business, how do these bones all get here? Spiders got most of them. The rest blunder here looking for trouble. What are you doing in this cave? Hiding from your kind. Kith driven from their homes by strange storms. Bandits out for blood and coin. My kind is unsafe around Kith at the best of times, but now tempers run hot, and ogre blood is valued amongst your alchemists. It was huge, so it was a better place for you to hide out. You think I haven't looked? I've wandered the woods from the Ice and Iron to here. Spiderfield Cave is the best hiding spot I've found yet. You stay in this miserable cave? I'm sure a big strong ogre like you would have no problem out in the world. Blaze, I don't need you reminding me of how sorry my lot is, and thank you for your way chasing me out. Okay, so I didn't actually want to fight him. I wanted to recruit him. But whatever.
Let's go. Let's go.
Would you guys all get to hitting him, please? Jesus. Well, I guess that works too. I didn't want to kill him, but ogre blood. Yeah, I may reset that. Not gonna lie, I didn't want to kill him though. I'm gonna have to look see how to do that. And us also look at a guide to see how I'm supposed to actually be using most of these mooks, because so far, I mean, the blunt object approach works pretty well. Not gonna lie, but
Yes?
I'm sure there's better ways to go about it. And this was where I thought the ogre would be if there was an ogre in here. Or is that the way I came in? Is there more than one entrance to this cave? Looks to be the case. So which way is this, I wonder? Yeah, I should have made a cipher. When I first got this game, one of my coworkers, actually, I should say one of my employees, because I was his manager, bought me this game because it was so darn good. And he said that I should absolutely play a cipher. I was like, I want to be a barbarian. But I should listen to him, because they look like a lot of fun. Alright, so tattered note. To avoid the entrance to the tower, traffic through my shop would attract the attention. Deerford would be sympathetic to our goals, but they wouldn't improve our temple yet. Key to the entrance by the river east of town. But be careful on the road. Reports of these days. Interesting. We've got a skull key, Skane cultist robes, and a Skane initiate hood. Interestinger. So we need to get back out onto the main map. Alright, well, that went about as well as one could expect. Still not... You know, I just noticed that guy's up there. I guess you can't see him until you've actually been up that way. I'm still a bit irritated I killed that ogre, and I am going to look to see if there's another way to do it, because I know you can recruit him, because somebody told me about that at one point. I'm just a little unclear as how to do it, because I don't know. But, yeah, I went in there expecting dragons, or dragon can't, and... Well, hello there.
Let's go. Oh. That's it. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, Mind Blades has got to be one of just the coolest abilities. Oh, that was easy. Got some worm wings. So this poor bastard. And just some silver. I think we're getting to the right spot. Oh, yeah. Man turns to face you, wiping blood from his headstock. His knit brow betrays a moment of confusion. As he watches you, a slow, confident smile creeps over his face. The iron brand does not meet any travelers this far from the road. What would they be doing out here? Out to that dragon egg, same as us, boss. It was a rhetorical question, you dimwit. Women from the roads between the villages are crawling with brigands. They're obviously bandits, same as us. Would you want a dragon egg? To sell it, of course. If I wanted to eat out, I'd grab some pigs from that farm in Deerford. What do you know about dragon eggs? They are round and large, and they come from dragons and drakes. What else is there to know? I've seen all sorts of dreaded creatures, for you're far worse than an angry drake. I'm not taking any chances with Drake. Say what you want, I'm out. And she's gone. Oh, that's one less person I'll have to fight. There you go, that just means a bigger cut for us. Well. That's a nice helmet. I hope I get to keep it.
Let's go.
You know, I think the Endless Paths of Cadnua might have had a adverse reaction on my abilities here. Small S-Stock, Fine Great Sword, Breastplate, Stag Helm. Nice. Some potions and a bunch of money. So I do get the guy's helmet. I like that. Now I'm kind of wishing I kept the little chickie around. Alright. Cliff face is black and melting like candle wax. There's a small outcropping overhead with what appears to be a crude nest. Looks like a challenging climb, but we have a grappling hook. Climb the rope. Into the space. Maybe only space for one person at the top. Let's send ourselves. Easily enough. Secure the egg with a rope and lower it back down. Easily enough. Not even going to sweat that at all. Just grab it and go. Oh. There's a corpse here I forgot to loot. You had a pistol and some drugs. Okay, well. That didn't work out well for you.
Let's go.
Part of me wonders if perhaps I'm over-leveled. The other part of me, after everything I've gone through to get to this point, doesn't really care.
Let's go. Let's go.
Do I not have her AI on? I may not. Alright, creepy child. You can stop chanting now. It's interesting. There's nothing up here. Just them. I think there's a spot in the center we'll go check out real quick, and then I think we're going to call it a day. I'm out of beer, and honestly, I should probably have eaten something at some point before all that. So, let's see. We go around this part. You know, honest to God, this has been a productive episode. Got a new character. She's freaking awesome. Knocked out a couple of quests. Got a bunch of exposition out of the way. And Zarups. A few things I love as much as killing Zarups. I'm sorry. It is just so much fun. Not really worried about these guys. Yeah. I think we found the temple. Or, well, we found something. To be more precise. Alright. Standing before what seems to be a ruined shrine, the mossful remnant of an ancient statue lies before you. Examine the statue. Like skull carved into the stone. Examine the skull. Try the key.
There are beasts here. They are animals in human form.
I don't think we are ready to do that yet. I think there's a few other things that we should do before we start trapezing around in whatever dungeon that is. And I say whichever dungeon that is because I am pretty sure I've done it before. I don't remember. Memory is a little hazy. Getting old will do that to you. But all in all, this has been a lot of fun. It really has. And I have a new helmet. And where is that new helmet? I want to take a look at it real quick before we go. It is the Stag Helm Athletic. Dexterity +1 and immune to stuck. Opposed to the helmet I'm wearing, which is Resolve, Dexterity Spell Holding Confusion, which I probably never really used that much. Yeah. I'm sure he looks absolutely ridiculous. Actually, you know what? I would be afraid to meet that man. If I saw that man coming at me on the road, I would probably leave. And in her case... Resolve, dexterity, spell holding confusion. Oh, yeah, it's soulbound. Duh. Oh, and it's almost done being that thing, too, so, yeah, get back over there. Now, what's your helmet, Adair? Bloodthirsty, freedom, and defiance. Plus 3 might for trying to kill. Actually, you know, I think I might want to put that on her instead. Yeah. Not too sure about the armor, though, honestly. Not really super worried about the recovery time on her abilities. I know, I have a lot of good options here, to be honest. And, I think we'll do this, +1 movement speed, get her into fight a little bit faster. Kind of digging the thought. Yeah, we'll try it out. If we don't like it, we can always switch it around. It's not a big deal. We've also got the Paladina's breastplate, which would be useful too. But it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't kind of clash with the shield, but what you gonna do? Yeah, this has been good, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you do, you know what? I was about to say, drop a sub, put a like down, or something like that. I don't really care. If you liked it, you liked it. Good enough. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.